Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be continuing to talk about problems involving perimeter. Now, when you think about perimeter, it might seem like a somewhat simple concept because what you're doing is you're taking the length of the sides and adding them together to find the length of all the sides put together. But many of the problems that you'll see involving perimeter can actually be pretty confusing. So we're going to take a look at some of them today. So we're going to be beginning here. And before I actually begin, I want to tell you that most of the problems today have to do with finding unknown lengths. So you might be given the total perimeter and you have to find the length of the missing part. Okay, so let's begin with this first shape, this triangle here. This is a right triangle, and we can see that the perimeter is given to us as 72 meters. So now if we look here, we're given the length of two of the sides. One side is 18, the other side is 24, and we have to find the missing length here labeled as n, and we are working with meters. So the total perimeter is 72 meters. So now what I want to do to solve this problem is I want to add these two numbers together first and then take that away from the 72 that's given to me. Okay, so I'm going to use, you can use paper and pencil. I'm going to use a little mental math and show you how I would solve this in my head. Okay, the first thing I would do is I would take 24 and I would add a compatible number of 20. Okay, so if I do 24 plus 20, I would get 44. But I have to remember that since this is 18, I'm actually going to have to take 2 back because I added 2 too many. So 24 plus 20 is 44, minus the 2, because it's only 18, is 42. So now since I have 42, I can do 72 minus 42, and I can use my mental strategies to realize that this side length is 30. So in this case, n equals 30. Okay, here is another shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, five-sided shape. It is a pentagon. So I'm going to name the shapes just to review that as well. So here we have a pentagon. We're given the perimeter total is 25. We are not given this length here. It's labeled as x. Okay, let's just call it centimeters. And then we're going to add them up again. You can use mental strategies. If you need to use paper, you can, but I want you to try to use doubles, doubles plus 1, make 10, to add these numbers up quickly. So here I see I have 7 and 3. I know 7 plus 3 is 10. There's my make 10. 7 and 3 is 10. Another 5 and 6. 5 and 5 is 10, so this is another 11. So I have 10 plus 11, it's 21, and I'm taking that away from 25. So 25 minus 21 is 4 centimeters. So x equals 4 centimeters in this case. Here, moving on to our next shape, it is a quadrilateral, but more specifically, it is a trapezoid. Okay, it's not a parallelogram, it is a trapezoid. So we're given the total again. Perimeter equals 15. We have 4 and 4, 8, plus 2 is 10. 15 minus 10 equals 5. So here the missing length, x, equals 5. All right, moving on here, we have a triangle, and we learned that when a triangle has 2 equal sides, it is an isosceles triangle. So we have 7 and 7, that's 14, it's a double. I have 18 as my total perimeter, so the perimeter equals 18. I know that I have 14 so far with 7 and 7, so 18 minus 14, x equals 4. Okay, here is a hexagon, 6-sided shape. The perimeter is 30. I'm given 5 and 5, that's 10. I'm given another 10, 6 and 4. Okay, you got to know your make 10s very quickly. So we have 10, 20, and 7, 27. Okay, so 30 minus 27, so x equals 3. Okay, now you're going to see a problem today that's pretty interesting. It's going to give you a 3 shapes. In this case, it's a triangle, hexagon, and square. Now, what you have to know about these 3 shapes is that all the sides are equal in all 3 of these shapes. So this is an equilateral triangle. This is a regular hexagon, meaning that all four sides are equal, and this is a square. So all six sides are equal, all four sides are equal here. So that's important because we're given, they're not going to give you three choices. They're going to give you one perimeter and say which shape is, or which shape could be, and then the given perimeter. So let's just start with the triangle, okay? Because a triangle has three sides. So one of these numbers, 28, 21, and 30, is made a mistake, is divisible by 3, okay? There will only be one choice. So the triangle, okay, is going to have a perimeter of 21, okay? Because 21 is divisible by 3. Now, it could have also been 30, okay, but I'll show you why it couldn't be 30 in this case. So the triangle has to be 21 because 21 is divisible by 3. Now, since this is a hexagon, a six-sided shape, okay, the perimeter here, it can't be 28 because 28 is not divisible by 6. 21 is also not divisible by 6. You can't do 21 divided by 6 and get an equal answer. But you can do 30 divided by 6, okay? So this has to be a perimeter of 30, because if you did 30 divided by 6, you'd get 5 for every side length. And for the triangle, you'd get 21 divided by 3, so the side lengths would be 7 each. 7, 7, and 7 is 21. And finally, since this is a four-sided shape, 28 is the only one of these numbers that's divisible by 4. So this one would have to have been letter A, because 28 divided by the four sides equals 7. So each of those side lengths would be 7. Okay, so there will be a question like that on your practice buddy today. It'll be a little bit different, but I hope that I clarified that enough for you. Down here, there's going to be a word problem today where they're going to give you two plants. They're going to say that somebody is watering 2 different plants each day. In one of the plants, they're giving, these are different numbers, but in this case, 50 ounces of water per day. And in the second plant, they're giving 100 ounces of water each day. Now what you need to do is find out how much more water plant number 2 gets in 1 week than plant number 1. So you're going to have to multiply them by 7 because there's 7 days in a week. So here if I did 50 times 7, I know 5 times 7 is 35. But I need to put that 0 on the end, so 350. And here, 100 times 7 is 700, so I'd have to take that 700 minus the 350 to see how much more water plant number 2 is getting from plant number 1. There's another word problem today where they're going to tell you that somebody is putting in a rectangular window, okay? And they're going to give you a total perimeter, and then they're going to tell you that one of the sides is, the width is, for example, in this case, 2. So what you have to remember is that it's 2 here, but it's also 2 here. So what will x equal? So we have 10 minus the 4 leaves us with 6. So now, take that 6, but we have to divide by 2 for this side and for this side. So 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So x equals 3, okay? And then it would be 3 and 3, 6, 8, and then our total was 10, okay? Keep that in mind. And finally, you'll see a problem today that looks similar to this, okay? You're gonna have an unknown. But the difference here than from all these other problems is that they don't give you the total perimeter. But it is possible to find that unknown here with what we're given. Okay, we're going to look right here. And we know that this whole length is 10. Then we're going to look right here. Okay, we know that that length is 6. Okay, so to find this length here, we can do 10 minus the 6, so that will be 4. Now, so our long line is here. Okay, so there's 10. I'm going to draw over here the 6. Okay, so we have our 10, we have our 6, oops. Okay, 10 and 6. So then this length here, I'm going to draw here. And that's your 4. So here's your 10, your 6, and then your 4. So the 6 and the 4 add up together to get 10. So when you're looking for an unknown like that, you have to, if you have one side going up and down, then look for another side that's going up and down to find that missing part that's also going up and down. And the same thing for sideways. If we wanted to find this here, this little 3, if we were not given that and we wanted to find that, let's name it n. Okay, we have 10 and we have 7. So we know that 10 minus 7 could give us that. Now these are some tricky problems. Kids usually struggle with those a little bit, so we'll have to practice them as time moves on. But I believe that is all that you'll see today. This was a little bit of a longer lesson, so if you need to go back and review anything, just rewind or pause and go take a look. All right, have a great day.